Snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Let's go to Shannon Sharpe. So Shannon Sharpe, for those of you who have not heard, he's been accused of doing bad things to a woman that he allegedly used to have a relationship with. And yeah, so Shannon Sharpe, after the report started going around, his lawyers started lawyers just came out with a statement. Hold on, give me a second here. Okay, bet. Thank you. His lawyers came out with a statement, and it starts off pretty crazy. Like, it gets to the point where I don't even want to click on the words to make the statement larger. But it's essentially like crazy text messages, extremely vulgar, extremely just unfiltered. And in a way, it really proves Shannon Sharpe's case of just like, this was a consensual thing. And as you can see, it was almost like she's holding me hostage a bit. I'm saying, kind of holding money over my head. And this Tony Busby guy, he's going for the civil case to get money. They're suing me for $50 million. And this is what they're going, money, money, money. And of course, this comes a couple days after it was announced that Shannon Sharpe was a free agent. His media company and everything like that was free agents, and they were looking for a production company to partner with after, their contract with Colin Cowherd and his company running out. And they said they expected whoever they signed with the production deal to be in the 100 millions. And so, of course, a couple days after that, someone from his past allegedly sues him and tries to get up to 50 million. And crazy work. Being a celebrity is so crazy, bro. Like, the things I hear with celebrity is just crazy, unfathomable. But anyways, regardless, beyond that, the big takeaway here is, it's like a question for y'all of just like, would you put out the most embarrassing, like, private stuff about yourself to prove yourself innocent? And I guess, yeah, for $50 million, yeah. For $50 million, I'll say the most embarrassing stuff of our interactions is saving myself $50 million and my reputation. Man, y'all gonna put that on my name? I rather, hey, I'm not even gonna lie. People calling Shannon Sharpe weird, this and that, for his his way of kind of like going and things of that sort. I'm trying to think of words beyond the other words so YouTube doesn't yellow mark me or anything like that, right? And I'm pretty sure he much rather people call him weird and all of these things, and someone who might, kind of show signs and patterns of someone who is showing self-hatred. I much rather he get accused of that as opposed to get accused for the very serious thing that he's being charged with and accused of in a court of law. So, yeah, man, I think Shannon Sharpe said, hey, put it on Front Street, because this right now has got 51,000 likes, 9.3 million views. The same day that the Pope dies, and this is like the bigger story on Twitter with one particular demographic and stuff like that. So yeah, man. So here it is. I'm not gonna zoom on it. Well, hold on. Is there a okay? I'm not gonna zoom on it because I don't want to blow it up too big, because that might give me yellow mark too. So I'll read it from here. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and with it while you are doing things with me. Gabriela Zunga said in the text message to Shannon Sharpe on October 7, 2023. They put the dates, receipts. I know you miss this big, juicy behind. $25,000 a cheek. Oh my gosh. She was asking for money since before, way back when. On January 1st, 2025. This lawsuit filed by Gabrielle Zunga. All right, I'm gonna click on it now because I think it's pretty safe for the rest of the way. I had to block this out. I don't know how to block it out. But this lawsuit filed by Gabrielle Zunga and orchestrated by her attorney Tony Busby, a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. By the way, just heads up if you guys don't know Tony Busby. So Tony Busby was the same attorney who was the Jane Doe just came after Jay-Z and his character, and Jay-Z and him people like countersued and was like, Tony Busby, this hacked attorney in Hollywood, he's been doing this for years. So yeah, Tony Busby is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. Not in my house. In her effort to extract the large financial settlement, Ms. Zunga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. As Ms. Zunga is Zunanga, whatever your name, has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited recording of to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. Oh, that's so embarrassing, bro. Jeez Louise, man. Fellas and ladies, the most important thing that you need to keep in mind of is like who you choose to really, really like. That stuff is really serious. And it has so many ramifications from children to diseases to cases to legal. Like, it's just so much with it. Please, 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 please don't just think in the heat of the moment and make impulsive decisions based off of your flesh. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Just be smart, bro. Be smart. Because this stuff, it just is not worth it. This is embarrassing, bro. Like he like his legal team is requesting unedited of their private that should have just stayed to themselves. Crazy. All right. Set the record straight. We are releasing several of Miss Zuniga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and intimate in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests. Contrary to the allegation she makes in her lawsuit, consensual intimacy continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheat. Sheesh, as quoted from the above text message to Sharpe. There are other examples from Ms. Zunga, for example. And here's where it gets crazy. This is where everybody's making the jokes. This is why everybody's warning to everybody, flash warning to my mother. Of course, I'm not gonna say the words out loud, so you don't have to be disappointed in me. This is just what came from Shannon Sharpe's legal representation. Here it goes. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. Only if you put that black gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. I should also say pause before I read these out loud. Text from Gabrielle Zuniga to Shannon Sharpe, November 23rd, 2023. I'm going to put my tongue in your backside and then marry you. I'm going to put my thumb in a... I'm sorry. That's the future. Text from Gabrielle Zuniga to Shannon Sharpe, January 12th, 2024. That's my daddy. Man, do I want you to put a big black baby in me? Insane. Text from Gabrielle Zuniga to Shannon Sharpe, August 6th, 2024. You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. All right. Text from Gabrielle Zuniga to Shannon Sharpe, August 11th, 2024. This is like recent. Relatively. When was the Michelle thing, bro? Sheesh. All right. These messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphics, intimate communications initiated by Mrs. Zuniga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was consensual adult relationship that included role playing, intimate language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Ms. Zuniga. The edited tape that Ms. Zuniga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempts tries to falsely portray, as a result of this editing and out of context from prior text messages, that the activity was not consensual. But Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all a part of her planned setup as a part of the blackmail scheme as distorted of her edited tape, a copy by what she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of force or gross lie of the word and will not submit to anything he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims and vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law. So as always, they did nightcap tonight with Joe Johnson. Shout out to Joe Johnson, Atlanta legend. And I don't think they mentioned it. I guess this was it. Just let the legal people talk and don't even address it. Last time he addressed it, but it was much more lighthearted when he was on Instagram Live with Michelle and things of that sort. So yeah. So Van Lathan, shout out to Van Lathan and his podcast that he does as well. And yeah, he said this woman's bio is hilarious, all caps with a bunch of laughing emojis, and it says, Gabrielle Zanega, I am not associated with Shannon Sharpe. I'm from Canada. She's not like us. She's not like us. This corny. I get it. Yeah, it's corny. He said, I'm gonna say something when you said on my podcast years ago, you have to move and think differently when you're an athlete. Shannon clearly doesn't understand. 100%, 100%, Nate. 100%. So clearly something happened between these two because I wasn't the girl in the Instagram video. 100%. Yeah, 100%. 100%. You're right, Nate. You're right, Nate. It is exactly what that is. But yeah, man. 100%. And the joke I made, I can definitely acknowledge that was a corny millennial joke. This is definitely an unk joke. Do I apologize? No, because I acknowledge where it came from and what it is. So.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We
one quick
can't
question.
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.